welcome to the stream. We're live right now. This is TTS Daily, behind the scenes. I'm Yi. We're multi-streaming right now at 3 platforms: TikTok, You to the Tube, and Palm.fun. Let me just post on our socials real quick. Welcome JBL, Yap L, Doris Chong, Miwaku, No Hamdan. Thank you for joining us. I'm Yi. Today's stream is gonna be slightly shorter because it's the Mid Autumn Festival tonight. So I have dinner with family. So we have to end stream earlier. That's why today we also managed to start stream earlier. I planned for 1 p.m. but 2:30 start stream is pretty much an improvement. Welcome to the stream, Adeline Ang, Pete, Sukri, Ali, Ricky, Onitime Chirio. Let me post on our socials first before I check the stories that we have. I confirmed it last night, then I need to just really check if there's any breaking news today first, because I haven't checked the latest breaking news for today yet. We are live streaming now on Thank you for the Hatmi, and thank you for the Go Popular Hairwin Beauty Studio. Thank you for always being here for us. Appreciate you very much. Hairwin Beauty Studio. Mimic Rock, Lucy Lim, Chirio, Ziena Adam, Willie Yu. Thank you for joining us. I just posted on our X. I guess we can get started now. Let me just Let me just see what is the latest news today to make sure that I don't miss anything. Let's check our. Okay, let's check CNA. Oh wait, this. Okay, let's just see. Okay, I'm at CNA. Please close the ad. Oh wow, a school collapse in Indonesia. Oh my god, this is tragic. It happened last week. Sharon, Daya, Gary, Taki, Rose, Mike, Lawrence, Sim, thank you for joining us. We're just checking if there's any breaking news right now first. Shara Tan, Cam, Dark Angel, Elvin, Mama, Daniel, Saparima. I didn't realize, but a school collapsed in Indonesia last week. Death toll is over 50 right now. Condolences to the collapse and all the students in there. Okay. Man 22 fined after Insta to the Gram joke about blowing up plane delays flight at Changi Airport. People still don't learn up to now. You delayed a plane for more than 2 hours and you only got fined. Even the airline incurred a late departure fee. I'm sure that late departure fee should be more than the fine. Okay, never mind. The late departure fee for the airline was only 1,750 Singapore dollars. Andrew Chu, Julie, Nanomi, Mira, Guo, Rafida, thank you for joining us. TTS Daily Behind the Scenes. We're going to be start recording soon. Once again, if you're new here, when we start recording, we have to mute the audio. So how much did he get fined for his I to the G joke? He was fined 3,500 Singapore dollars. No social awareness that you can't be joking about such stuff even at 22 years old is alarming, okay? I Mary, Nan Mamet, Healthy, Wealthy, Zach, Happy Everyday, Bo, Pian, E, Fahim, SG, Ironman, Lawrence, Sim. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We have the Yishun fatal noise dispute suspect taken back to the crime scene. There's a video of it online. We're not going to cover that. I mean, he's just walking around and telling the investigators what happened. There's no additional context, so we don't have to cover that. If you want to see the video, you can search online for it. It's being shown everywhere. Vessel88, thank you for the heart me. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Sister Vessel. Welcome back. Do you have a good weekend? Oh yeah, happy Mid-Autumn Festival, everyone. Mooncake Festival today. So after today, most of the big places will not be... Most of the pop-up stores will not be selling mooncake anymore. And if you were to buy them... Oh wait, are they still on display? If you can find any stores still on display now, they should be going for pretty much discount, you know, if you can find any. But most of them probably closed yesterday. Vessel 88, taken your lunch? I had breakfast, Sister Vessel. Because today I have to end stream earlier. Go out for Mid-Autumn Festival dinner with family. So, yeah. Usually I don't eat lunch also, by the way. I'm trying to slim down. Because, you know, as we age, our metabolism slows down. Where's the tissue? My lips is dry again, as usual. If anyone has any breaking news or stories that you'd like us to cover, please let us know. I think we have prepped 5 stories for today. I'm just checking if there's any latest breaking news that we can cover that happened in the last few hours. So, just going through them right now. Add you to the tube screen sharing. Okay, nothing much. Let me just check. Straits Times. Have you had your lunch, Sister Vessel 88? Okay, there's no no breaking news. That's considered good, actually. Okay, so we can just go through what we'll be covering today. Today we have Monday, 6th of October. Randy, thank you for joining us. And Lim960, thank you for joining us. Wendy, thank you for joining us. Swan, thank you for joining us. Okay, today we have 5 stories. The first one, let's do the. This one is pretty wild. It happened in Myanmar, where they tried to rob a gold shop by digging a tunnel straight to it. 9 days was spent digging this tunnel, and they stole 4 kilograms of gold. Just wondering why didn't they take more? Let's check exactly how what was the length of this tunnel. Hmm. This happened in Myanmar when a 27-year-old car wash worker spent 9 days digging a secret tunnel to a gold shop and managed to steal 4 kgs of gold. Incredible. It's one person, you know. I was thinking it could be like a group or a syndicate. It's one person digging a tunnel. So I'm guessing this tunnel would not have stretched far. I mean, a 27-year-old digging a tunnel for 9 days. Let's see if they have a length of tunnel. So that 4 kilograms of gold is worth around 900,000 Singapore dollars. I mean, he worked at a local car wash in the same area, but how long was this tunnel? There's CCTV footage that shows the suspect entering the gold shop's basement through a self-dug tunnel that began from the basement of a nearby commercial building. So I guess, yeah, pretty smart. You find the next door building of wherever the gold shop is, and then he went to the basement car park, to the basement, and he just directly start digging across. There is the context that I most wanted is how long was the tunnel. I'm guessing from this article the tunnel is probably just, I'm guessing it's like maybe 2-3 meters long at most, from the way it's worded here. Is it even considered a tunnel? If it's only like, it's more like breaking a barrier or wall of 3-4 meters, is that considered a tunnel even? So he went under the gold shop's basement. The gold shop is on the first floor, okay? And then after that, he dug up through the ground. Wait, I'm sure he had machinery or something. He couldn't be doing this manually, right? Okay. So the suspect claimed that he has long observed the gold shop's location and realized it was situated near an underground drainage channel, which means most of the tunneling was already done for him, I assume. And then he is so smart that he noticed that local thieves would usually break into house or climb walls, but there was a road collapse last year that exposed a sewer, and he believed that tunnel could lead him directly to the shop or below it, it seems. But what were his tools? And over these 9 days, he actually still went to work regularly at the car wash, working only at night. Okay, so there's some discrepancies here. The thieves say he stole 551 grams. The gold shop owner reported a total loss of 4 kilograms of gold. So that's funny. Panda King, thank you for being here. Thank you for the hug me. Welcome back, Panda King. we're just going through this story, our first story today, about this thief that actually dug a tunnel to a gold shop in Myanmar. Wait, is this in Myanmar? Because the thief's name looks Chinese. Yeah, it is in Myanmar. I mean, I'm looking at a picture of the suspect with all the gold in his black plastic bag. That looks more than 500 grams. It's missing so much context that I wanted, like, how long was the tunnel? The main thing. And then, did he use any machinery? That's crazy. In the photo, the suspect doesn't even look 27 years old. He looks way older than that. Why do I have a feeling he wasn't working alone? Still unbelievable. This guy still went to work at the car wash for 9 days every day while digging the tunnel at night, and it only took him 9 days. And to figure out the layout to accurately, dig from below ground into the first floor, as you can see from the picture later in the story, of the gold shop, digging out directly right into the center of the gold shop means you probably need to know, I don't know, architecture quite well. That was so exact. And honestly, who's gonna believe that after he spent 9 days, he reached to a gold shop, he only took 551 grams of gold. I'm leaning towards more to the gold shop's report of total loss of 4 kilograms of gold, honestly. Okay, let's cover this. Slight mental framework. This area is Kia Kia Kiayuk Pew Kiayuk Pew Kiayuk Kia Kia Kiayuk Pew Kiayuk Pew area Myanmar. Kiayuk Myan Kiayuk Kiayuk area Kia Pew Kia Pew Kia Kia. I have to check how to pronounce this. Never mind, just say Myanmar, okay? Myanmar. Alright, guys, we have to go recording in session soon. I have to mute the chat, so muting stream in 3, 2, 1. first, and then Nita Rita, thank you for sharing the live. Hi, welcome to the stream. I'm Yi Yi. Yi Yi. This TTS Daily behind the scenes. We just covered our first story. By the way, we only have 5 stories today to cover because today is Mid Autumn Festival all over the world, and I'll be having dinner with my family tonight. So we need to end stream earlier. TTS stands for the Talk Squad. Sorry, NVCT. I know you're looking for text to speech, right? Our channel is called the Talk Squad, so when we say TTS, we're actually talking about ourselves. I apologize, there is no text to speech yet. Once we have time to figure out how to enable text to speech, we will, just like once we figure out how to add elevator music when I'm recording, you know, when I mute the stream, we will. I just need some time to figure things out because looking for stories, recording, and then post-production is taking up so much time, and as you know, we still have real lives while being content creators. CYH, hello, welcome back to the stream, sister CYH. Thank you so much. Happy Mid-Autumn Festival, everyone, once again. Sister CYH, Sister Gwen, everyone, Sister GQ Girl. Let me see. GQ Girl. No lah, don't. I may be wrong also. I'll check the news on the Fernando Alonso story, GQ Girl. And then what's this? I'm not under the driver of the day told him, okay, this one about the F11, I'm not sure how to pronounce their names. Dogs are very sentient animals. They live 7x and much more than people. Really? No. Huh? Are you saying dogs live longer than people? I don't think so, right? No. Are you serious? I don't think so. I don't think dogs live longer than humans. Turtles do, turtles. GQ Girl, perfectionist, hard to live with her. I mean, I'm not exactly a perfectionist, but it's just I expect a certain standard of our own recording since we have been doing it for an extensive period of time, even though we have no proper media training ever. Justice for Yu Meng Long. Jiayo, welcome to the stream. Hi, George Kazi. How to do TTS? I'm sorry, George Kazi. TTS actually is referring to ourselves. Our channel is the Talk Squad, which means TTS. I know a bunch of you are coming in thinking that there is text to speech. I apologize for that. Daisy, thank you for joining us. Zol, thank you for joining us. Wong Siu Eng, thank you for joining us. I'm Yi Yi. Oh, I forgot to upload the story. Wait, let me upload the story first. GQ Girl, yeah, check anyway. Yep, I will take a look at that. GQ Girl seems to be a big fan of Fernando Alonso. I'm honestly, I don't know any F1 thing. I only know Michael Schumacher. Is he even still racing? He probably is, right? Because I think racers, they can keep racing until they're like 50 or 60 over years old. It's not like soccer where you have to retire at 30 plus. Or I could be totally wrong. GQ Girl, just joking, have to fact check on me. Yeah, that's the scary thing, right? Okay. I got distracted by my emails. Wait, I'm supposed to upload this. Let me upload this first. Oh my god, guys. I need to finish 4 more stories in 2 hours. Not sure if I'm able Not sure if I'm able to do that. Yeah, because I need to end stream around 5:30, you know. Can only stream for 3 hours today because like I said, have dinner plans with family. GQ girl, Michael Schumacher. Oh, oh yeah. Now you mention about it. Now I yes, he fell from a horse. He hasn't recovered. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Because you know sometimes when we scroll TikTok, right? Sometimes you still see videos of him, but they don't show the years. You see, so sometimes I'm under the impression that he is already healthy. I didn't know that he's still suffering. I apologize for that. Let me check. Is he not? Is he not well yet? Mm, can't really see anything. Let me see. Okay, you know what? So when you search Michael Schumacher, the latest news about him is apparently some exciting intimate images of him has been leaked online. So that is the latest news on him and nothing much about his current medical conditions. Yep. The latest news on him the last few days is alleged exciting images have been leaked from his hard drive. GQ girl is okay. F1 is very inclusive. Kuri, Kuri, Ku, Kurix, Kurais. I think it's Kurais. Kurais, yo, welcome to the stream. Kurais. I'm Yi. We just recorded our first story. We cover stories from Asia, spotlight on Singapore as always. And then on days where not much is going on in Singapore and Asia, then we'll cover, you know, other parts of the world. Like China is also Asia. US, you know, there's actually a lot of UFO news in US that I love covering, but let's see if our audience actually enjoy that kind of content or not first before I start recording a bunch of them. But yeah, Jade from Yuanzi, thank you for joining us. Selena Tay Shermin, HL New Nai, thank you for joining us. So let's move to our second story. The second story would be the This Korean one. Okay, this one. Have you all seen this? 20-something influencer found unalive on mountainside. Suspect was VIP. VIP what? VIP sponsor. This happened in Korea. I mean, this one is a bit similar to the I mean, how do I say? I mean, it's not similar lah, but I mean, suddenly with all these young influencers and celebrities, like, you know, suddenly unalive in strange circumstances. So we have this happening in Korea very recently. Let's see the article. Let's see the article here. By the way, I'm doing share screen on you to the tube. So it's a 20-something influencer with 300,000 followers on social media. It has been confirmed to be a murder, it seems. They even found the perpetrator already. So there's no mystery about this. So basically, she had a VIP sponsor approach her, you know, say, you know, let me sponsor you. I can increase your engagement, help you get more followers, more sponsorships. And this guy was actually someone that was like what we call it, like a 大哥 for her, you know. So he spent a ton of money on her at whichever platform she was active in. Not really sure here. I'm thinking, could it be TT? Could it be TT? I mean, in Korea, there might be other platforms that are popular for this kind of, you know. I'm guessing this is like a live streamers, and this is one of her 大哥 lah. Big brother, okay? 大哥 means big brother, or VIP lah. So, and this so-called suspect was already level 46. Are we talking about TT here? I'm not really sure. Maybe not. A lot of missing context. And then now they're saying that this 大哥 of hers was actually not as wealthy as he seems to be, you know, because he claims he is a CEO of an IT company. And then he is having financial constraints of himself, until that his house had to be sold off. GQ girl, K girl, yes, a Korean influencer. Lo Mary, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the. Is it a mooncake? Is that a mooncake? Thank you for the mooncake. Happy Mooncake Festival, everyone. GQ girl, next year give Unwan. What is Unwan? Unlimited uni story. Go paddock to film all movie stars and celebs that visit SG for F1. GQ girl really loves F1. I have a lot of friends that actually watch F1 yearly, you know, on TV, or even going down there. But I don't have the time to really, I don't know. A bunch of them have been, you know, wanting to explain the scoring system to me. They say it's really engaging once you understand how it works. GQ girl, no problem. Give you one story. Typo, no problem. Thank you for the friendship necklace, Ras SG. I like that necklace a lot also. I also like giving out that necklace in live streams. Breeze so good, Juan. Thank you for joining us. This is TTS Daily. Our second story is this Korean influencer that was found unalive in the mountainside. Investigations have confirmed it to be a mer to the de, and the suspect is actually her 大哥, her VIP sponsor that spent a ton of money on her at her live streaming platform that she, you know, she streams at. Tang Ying Bu Dao Ong, Peter Sims, thank you for the follow. GQ girl, one streamer held cam at grandstand. TT directed his stream to me, so I watch. Oh. But couldn't you just watch? Isn't the whole race like tele broadcasted on like our usual channels? No? So let me just go through the story. Okay, I'm just gonna finalize the points. Influencer Yoon GR, unalive by sponsor. How do you pronounce this? CHOI. Okay, wait, I need to check. I have no idea how to pronounce this word. Choi. Pronounce Choi. Not familiar with this Korean word. Choi. Let me listen to it. Che. Che. It's Che and not Choi. Even though it's spelled as CHOI. Chue. Chue. Okay, it's pronounced as Chue. 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 The suspect Chue. Oh my god. The suspect Chue. So anyway, back to this influencer. Popular social media influencer, over 300,000 followers. Not sure which platform that she's active in, but she has a 大哥 VIP sponsor that has spent a ton on her, so much that he is already level 46. And Chue, a man in his 50s, introduced himself as a CEO of an IT company and claimed he could help boost her follower count, you know. So he joined up with her as like a business partner. He's known as the nickname Black Cat on this live stream platform, on the same video platform where Yoon GR works at. However, despite his impressive online status, Chue was actually struggling financially and his house has already been auctioned off before the incident. He is basically being burdened by heavy debts, and Yoon has now been exhausted by Chue's coercive behavior and excessive demands and decided to end their partnership. Chue then grew emotionally unstable. One day before Yoon, how to pronounce this? Yoon or Yoon? Yoon. A day before Yoon was unalive, CCTV captured a scene of Chue going to Yoon, even showing him kneeling and begging. Chue, Yoon, oh my god. So, the day of the incident was September 11, 2025. Yoon GR went live streaming on her usual platform as usual. 30 minutes after her live broadcast around 3:27 p.m. So she streams from the afternoon, okay? CCTV footage showed Yoon attempting to leave the car, but Chue pulled her back inside and shut the door forcefully. Yoon was not seen live again. Okay, so when she started her stream, Chue was beside her. Wow. Investigations then confirmed Yoon passed away due to Yoon passed away. Yoon passed away from XPC. Yoon passed away from XP. XP. Oh my. Yoon passed away from asphyxiation. Asphyxiation. Chue Yoon asphyxiation. What the? Asphyxiation. I need to check how to pronounce this word again. Asphyxiation. Asphyxiation. Asphyx. Why is the first two syllables pronounced so fast? Asphyxiation. Oh my. Asphyxiation. Investigations reveal Yoon passed away from asphyxiation caused by neck compression, indicating that Chue. Oh, I can't even say the word strangled on recording. What to replace the word strangled? Can I use the word strangled on you to the tube? I need to find a word to replace strangled. How? Choke. Is choke a safer word? Asphyxiation. Macabre in the Bininging. I love that video. Macabre in the Bininging. GQ girl just bought online 1 glass air fryer. If Lit can do a story on its peril. Glass air fryer. Why not the metal one? Oh, glass so they can see how well the food is cooked. Yeah, in a Bininging. Yeah, I love that one, Macabre. It's one of my favorites. In the Bininging. I'll just say choke instead of strangled, okay? Because strangled is gonna get us flag at you to the tube. After unaliving Yoon, Chue. Oh my god, is it Chue? Chue loaded a suitcase of unknown. Okay, wait. What is this? I don't even understand what am I reading. Did the suspect actually put Yoon into a suitcase? Sorry guys, sorry squad. I'm missing some context on this. So did the suspect put the deceased body of the victim into a suitcase or not? By the way, the suspect, Chue, actually made 8 stops in total to mislead investigators. But she was live streaming beforehand, before the stream cut off. I mean, it was pretty obvious it's gonna lead back to him. And Chue was arrested 12 hours after the discovery of the body. He initially denied the charges, but after the body was found, he confessed. That doesn't even make sense. What am I reading? Here it says he was arrested after the discovery of the body, right? But now the next line says that when he was arrested, which supposedly happened after the body discovered, he denied the charges. However, after the body was found, he confessed to the crime. What are we even reading here? It doesn't even make sense. Veso, thank you for the 2 roses. Thank you so much. Shermaine Lau, thank you for joining us. GQ Girl, glass healthier, metal with aluminium or stainless steel. Metal poi to the zen to the ning in blood. No, pa, are you serious, GQ Girl? Then how about our wok that we cook? Isn't that all metal also? What? So we shouldn't be stir frying our food in metal woks anymore? How about glass woks? Jennifer Tan, thank you for joining us. GQ Girl, how about all our metal woks? Joyce Low, thank you for joining us. Oh my god. I am so I'm struggling here and I'm struggling here. Asphyxiation, asphyxiation, asphyxiation. Chue Yoon. At this point, we won't be able to cover the next 4 stories in 1.5 hours. GQ Girl, September 11 this year, I stopped to reflect to myself. Now no commemoration. Little did I know, so many sacrifices. GQ Girl, are you okay? Are you okay, GQ Girl? Stay strong, okay? Not sure what you're going through, but things will get better. Meow Meow, Aris Faz, Asfiza, Jasmine, thank you for joining us. This is TTS Daily. I'm Yi Yi, and we're behind schedule. And what am I supposed to do? Oh yeah. Sam, thank you for the likes. Thank you for being here. Peppermint, thank you for joining us. I need to talk to the team for a while. Co Audrey, thank you for joining us. GQ Girl, I'm fine. Wider news sources will bring you in-depth info and much faster. Uncensored maybe. GQ Girl, because I'm scrapping down on induction. Okay. Use cast iron is recommended by the female community. Really induction cooking no good. I think most of us have switched to induction, right? Well, let's see. At home, we do use induction cooking more often now. We don't really do the gas tanks anymore. So we want to do the story of Yoon Ji Ah very soon. Just getting myself ready how I want to phrase this. Chue. Yoon Ji Ah Chue. Asphyxiation. Yoon Ji Ah CYH, yes, use induction. Welcome back to the stream. Yoko Wang, welcome back to the stream. Happy Mooncake Festival, everyone. I have 90 more minutes to cover 4 stories, which I am really worried I don't have enough time. Let me see. The Korean story, I'm kind of ready. Let me see the next 3. Okay, the third one can be done very briefly. Okay. GQ Girl, thank you. Not saying induction no good. Metal aluminium no good. Yoko Wang, hello, welcome to the stream. Sister Yoko. Always seen you stopping by. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate all of you here for being here together with me. Okay, we have a little delay on recording the second story, so AMA for now. We might not be able to do 5 today. Man, we are really in a tight spot now, and I need to fact check this story again. Because I cannot confirm whether Chue, the suspect, was arrested before or after the body was found. Because the way Gu to the girl translate works is really confusing. So I need to check. I need to check again. I need to check other translations, third-party translation to see. It's because of things like that. Like, was he arrested before or after the body was found? Just because of this, we have to spend more time, researching on it. Mm-hmm. GQ Girl, hot stone slab, keep flavor best. But how to hold liquid? Maybe bowl-shaped stone. Yeah, correct. Don't they have those Korean food, the bibimbap? That's like a stone bowl, Then they put the rice and all the condiments, vegetables, and meat on top. Chue. Chue. Look at this. Look at this. Frep, what you doing? Frep, thank you for joining us. Sorry I've been quiet. This is behind the scenes TTS Daily. TTS, not text to speech, but the talk squad. We cover stories from Asia, spotlight on Singapore. Currently, I'm doing the story on the Korean influencer Yoon Ji Oh that was found unalive by her VIP sponsor Chue. And then there was a point that I couldn't find online. Was Chue arrested before or after the body was discovered? So currently we're trying to figure out this because when we use Go to the girl translate, the information given was conflicting in itself, so I couldn't cover it properly in context form. So what happened was I just have confirmation from checking that so basically the influencer Yoon, 20 years old, 300k followers, always does live stream, and one of her VIP sponsors, or how we like to call here, Kota Ke, 50 years old, he has spent around like 80k USD on gifts on her, and he was like level 46 on that live stream platform. So I do not know if this live stream platform is TT, TikTok or not, because I'm not sure how the scaling works here. So she was live streaming for half an hour on September 11, 2025, and then she wanted to leave the car and she was forcefully being pulled back into the car. The door was shown closing and then the stream ended. So apparently, Chue, the suspect, was with her in the car, and she was later found unalive in a suitcase that was disposed at the mountainside. And then the cause of the cause of death is asphyxiation by neck compression. So we cannot use the word strength to the girl in YouTube video, so I probably have to use the word choke. I'm still thinking of which word to use, because if we use the word strength to the girl at the, for our YouTube content, it's gonna get flagged again. So usually covering such stories, you have to think carefully. That's why sometimes people ask, why do you use the word unalive? Just say, but we can't. It's the thing is, every channel, bigger channels might be able to say it, but smaller channels like us, you know, once you have certain words that they don't really like you to say, it might restrict your visibility to new audience members. So funnily enough, no idea who found the body. Probably someone in the public saw a suitcase lying there. Because it was just disposed. They didn't say it was discovered. Frep, and what's your reaction to that? I mean, my reaction to that, to be honest, such stories seems to be quite common nowadays. If you have seen stories from Korean side, China side, seems to be more and more. We've covered a bunch of them. The first thing is you shouldn't be trusting your VIP sponsors so easily, because this guy was just pretending to be wealthy when actually he wasn't exactly wealthy, and he even had his house auctioned off, but Yoon didn't know that. So if you're gonna find any of your so-called VIP sponsors or Taka as your business partner, you really need to do your due diligence properly. But Yoon at this case didn't. How old was she? In her 20s. Yeah, not everyone knows the idea of due diligence. So thank you for joining us, Frep. We're gonna start recording this story. Wait, why is it CCTV in the car? Oh, so there was a CCTV in the car. Okay, the timeline for this incident is weird again. I need to check again. Okay, so she ended her live broadcast. She ended her live broadcast at around 3 p.m. Okay. Alright. This would do. Man, we're so late on time. I do not know how we're gonna cover 4 more in less than 90 minutes. Okay, squad, we're gonna go recording in session. Sorry, just doing some mental framework for the story. Because I want to cover this in not more than 3 minutes if possible. But then there are some interesting contexts. Okay, let's just get started. Okay, recording in session in 3, 2, just finished recording. I'm just gonna check. GQ Girl, thank you for sharing the live. I'm just gonna check the recording first. Vessel88, thank you for the 2 roses. Wait, I think I said that before, did I? Anyway, I need to check the recording. We are really late. I have 1 hour to complete 4 recordings. This is not possible. It's like playing, you know those games, time trial. It's like playing a time trial. I love playing games. Let me just check the ending first. Coercive. Oh my god, I pronounced it wrongly. Coercive. No. Finally, I got it right. Oh my god. How long did I spend on that segment? Oh my god, I recorded a line for 1 whole minute. Coercive, coercive. I think in the end I pronounced it wrongly. Okay, we need to speed check this. Sorry that I'm kind of quiet because I have 1 hour left to finish 4 stories. Wait a minute, I need to check this. Okay, okay. Okay, it's correct, it's correct. Joanne Tan, Mei Ling, thank you for the follow. This is TTS Daily. I'm Yi. This is behind the scenes. I'm super quiet right now because I'm checking the recording of the second story that I just did, but hopefully hoping I didn't make any mistakes so that I can move on to story 3, 4, and 5. We can only do 5 stories today, but we only have 1 hour left to record. Why are we ending so early today? Because today is Mid Autumn Festival and I have family dinner. So, yeah, I am in a rush. Thank you for the likes, everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really in a rush, so that's why. So I'm like total concentration, you know. Meow Meow, thank you for joining us. Okay, that's okay. I can upload that. Man, that was tough. Too much time was wasted on fact checking. And then the recording was okay, but not the best. Not exactly the best. Not something I'm. It's passable, okay? It's passable, so it's meat. It's meat at best. It's passable. Oh, I made a mistake there. Wait, wait. I made a mistake. I need to add something. I need to add something. Hold on a minute. Oh my god, I made a mistake. I need to check. I need to re-record that. Wait, let me think. Can I make a segment in between? Okay, I know how to add. I know how to add. Sorry, have to mute the stream. 3, 2, 1. Need to add a segment. Okay, let's check if we have any viewers on. Mm, how do I check our YouTube stream? Nope, no chat here. Sad. Um, let's tell the team. Have we uploaded it? Wow, we streamed for 2 hours. We only covered 2 stories. This is very poor efficiency. Andy, Tom, thank you for joining us. I wasted so much time on this story. Okay, we need to think about the stories today. I don't think we can do three. Let's take a look which one we can skip. I might just skip that. Wook 1, yes, this is TTS, but TTS not for text to speech, TTS for the Talk Squad, because our channel is the Talk Squad. We didn't realize that calling ourselves TTS daily every time would mean text to speech. But thank you for the suggestion. Text to speech will be enabled sooner or later once we figure how to do it. Book 1, oh boring. Book 1 by have a nice day, Book 1. Hope to see you soon. Maybe one day when text to speech is really enabled. Fat Cat, thank you for joining us. Book 1, how much money is in the bank account? Are you saying my personal bank account? Very little. Not enough. Or what bank account are you saying about? Gilberto Singapore, thank you for joining us. Mine, honestly, very little. Because I do a ton of online shopping. So I would say, not enough. It's in the 3 digits. You need to know it's in the 3 digits, Book 1. I hope that satisfies your curiosity. Exact number, I don't know, Book 1. I don't know the exact number. I have so many subscriptions going on. Any moment today, maybe I get debited for another subscription, you know. I have like so many subscriptions going on. I have no idea, Book 1. I seriously have no idea. Do you constantly have like a real-time live data reporting of your own bank account that you can just, you know, see? Book 1, so you don't have any savings. I mean, this is 2025. Do we have any life savings? Because this is a year of survival and everything is tough. Everything is so expensive recently, Book 1. Food is expensive. Transport is expensive. By the way, where are you from, Book 1? Are you from Singapore? Most of our viewers are from Singapore. Book 1, what do you make in a month? Not enough. By the way, this here, TTS, nothing. We don't make anything from TTS. Well, it's not even enough to cover the cost of TTS. New Zealand, thank you. I've been to New Zealand many, many years ago. Book 1, I'm meaning you yourself. It's not enough, Book 1. I cannot divulge my personal income here live on stream. You know. Privacy matters though, you know, Book 1. CYH, agree, I cook my own lunch. CYH, that's why I don't eat lunch. That's why I just eat 2 hard-boiled eggs in the morning. That is gonna, you know, suffice me till dinner time. So, yeah. Book 1, I need motivation. Book 1, you can do it. Believe in yourself. Chase and follow your dreams. CYH, no dinner for me. Different, CYH, I need to eat dinner. Some people are able to eat more for breakfast and lunch and then skip dinner. Me, different. Me is I will eat very little in the morning two hard-boiled eggs, skip lunch, and then dinner I need to eat a lot. I can't do it the other way around. I just can't do it. It's like you need to eat, you need to feel full before you sleep. If not, if you skip dinner, how are you gonna sleep if you're feeling hungry? It's like so hard to sleep. That's why. So my way is the other way around. But a lot of people seems to be like, eat a lot for lunch and breakfast and they skip dinner. I can't do that. Wook One, thank you for the follow. Thank you for your follow. Believe in your dreams, Wook One. You can do it. By the way, you might wanna share with us what are your dreams and what kind of motivation do you need. Happy 88, thank you for joining us. Peter Go, thank you for joining us. Okay, two youths ride a PMA in school uniform and then they try to cover their face thinking that they won't get caught. Children. It's so obvious that you were gonna get caught, and from the uniform, apparently they look like to be students from Woodlands Ring Secondary School. It's gonna be a matter of time before their identities are revealed. Nicole, thank you for joining us. And I believe PMAs have license for permitted riders, right? These are like two school boys riding the PMA and even speeding on it. Well above the permitted speed limit of 10 kilometers per hour. And riding dangerously, one hand on the handle, one hand using the t-shirt to cover his face. Bro really didn't think things through with both of them literally wearing their school uniform. Okay, I'm just gonna cover this in like a minute, like really fast. So my question is, these PMA users, right? Only the permitted user can ride the PMA, right? It should be that way. It should be that way, right? Wook One, I actually enjoy your voice. Thank you very much. I think it's this mic. This is the blue. Oh, can't see oh. Hey, this mic. See this? See this bad boy here? It's this mic. See how chunky it is? This is the reason why my voice sounds nicer than it seems. A lot of post-processing goes into my voice thanks to this blue mic. BLUE. Wook One, I need your BB or CD. I can't, Wook One. I mean, if your motivation is to be a scam to the mer, I'm sorry, please pick another job scope or another job path, okay? This is a very dark path and I don't recommend you going down this path. Please, Wook One, find another job path. Take another job class, okay? This job class is not suitable for you. Glow with Charms, thank you for following us. Wook One, you look rich. This is an illusion, Wook One. This is a plastic bead. Whisper Whisper, hi and hello. Welcome to the stream, Whisper Whisper. We are very late. I have 40 minutes to record 3 more stories. I'm running out of time. I'm trying to motivate Wook One here who wants to know how to get rich, but the thing is, Wook One, this is an illusion. I look rich because of the angles, the filters, the soft lighting box here, and maybe the colors, this is just an illusion, Wook One. This is just a green screen, okay? Even my clothes are green screen on. Philip Go 8, thank you for joining us. RMDL23, thank you for joining us. Okay, I need to rush because I only have 40 minutes left and I need to cover 3 stories. So I just need to check whether Singapore PMA users license. Do they get a license? I just need to check this. PMA users do not need a user license. So anyone can ride a PMA. Whisper, whisper. At Wook Won, sleep and wake up, you will be rich. Wook Won, do you study? Wook Won, I've stopped studying. I used to study when I was much younger. So what, anybody can just write a PMA? So anybody can just write, even if it doesn't belong to Book one, so what did you study get you in life? Book one, do you have any regrets? Book one, my personal belief, studies is just the most important thing about studying is not, sadly, my own beliefs, not the knowledge that you learn from the subjects, but the social skills that you learn to interact with your teachers and your classmates. That is more important than the subjects itself. Because like all those maths equations, I'm not going to be a scientist or what, so exactly it's not going to help me, you know. But going to school is super important, mainly to learn social skills. That is, to me, the most important thing about school. Which is also the same thing as what I told my kids. So actually, I don't have any expectations of them to reach any certain, like, you know, get all A's, all distinctions. Nah, I don't have that. Fun fact, I'm actually a very poor student. Fun fact. Book one, are you satisfied with where you are at the moment of at life right now? Yes, book one, because I believe society core unit should revolves around the family unit. Okay, so as long as you, I believe, if you want to be happy, build your life around your family. Focus on the family core unit. Shai Kai, hey, welcome back to the stream, Shai Kai. Shai Kai, there's no update on the YML case. I've checked online, the Yu Menglong case. In fact, Shai Kai, when I try to find updates, it's getting more and more ridiculous, Shai Kai. Just for update, just sharing with you, Shai Kai. I saw a post, pretty viral one, that shows like, so the creator claims these were people out on the streets protesting against YML. But actually, they were just clipping things out of context using people celebrating the Chinese National Day celebration in China. Okay, footage of people, you know, on the roads just celebrating China's National Day holiday was being clipped out of context, and creators are claiming people are out in the streets in protest over YML. So, Shai Kai, just be careful of, you know, there's really a lot of misinformation out there. Femi, welcome to the stream. Oh my god, guys, I only have 34 minutes to cover 3 stories. How is this possible? Okay, let's go. I need to mute the stream. Shai Kai, I just wish he get his justice, that's all. Shai Kai, we all hope, you know, first of all, we want to know what's the truth. The best way is just give an official statement, you know. First of all, please explain why was the safety net, like, you know, torn at the lower windows. I just need to know that first. How was it torn? And could they like show other safety nets of the same apartment? Do they have any scratch marks or torn marks at the other windows, you know? Because that was K88, thank you for the love you so much. Because that is like Gilberto Singapore, thank you for the rose. Sorry everyone, I'm so late in seeing the gifts. Yeah, so it's like there's a few question marks, and then there was a user that claimed that his mother went officially missing, which I also cannot find anything about that. So we have 33 minutes left, and I need to record the third story. It's going to be a pretty fast one. So recording in session, starting 3. Not possible because I need to fact check everything again. No way it's possible. I don't even know can I do one. Let me see. We either do... There's another man with a noise dispute. Two neighbors in Serangoon. Once again, the two neighbors over the noise dispute is upper and lower neighbors again, this time in Serangoon. And this dispute has been going on for 6 years. 6 years. Oh my god. The upstairs neighbors is Mr. Xian, the downstairs neighbors is George, 43 years old. Both neighbors got along peacefully until 6 years ago when George. Oh no. Be right back, guys. Somehow the camera got turned off. Be right back. The camera got turned off. So, neighbors got along peacefully until 6 years ago because George's son, is it George? George, apostrophe S, George's, Peter's, George's, how do you pronounce it if there's apostrophe S? George, apostrophe S. George's, Mary's son, Peter's son, Andrew's son, George's son, yes, George's son, George's young son cried continuously and kept knocking on the door, asking to be let out. Oh my god, okay, the noise dispute wasn't the bottom unit upset with the lower unit. It was the upper unit going down, asking the bottom unit if there was something wrong. It is a different one. Usually it's downstairs unit upset with upstairs unit. This is upstairs unit going to check downstairs. And then last year, what is this? Last year, the upstairs neighbor entered the lift and saw George, and George sent him regards using the middle finger. So the upstairs neighbor was alarmed and lodged a police report. So this is not about noise at all. I'm sorry, but why is it a long-running noise dispute? This is about sending regards with middle finger already. Fine, let's continue reading. So the upstairs neighbor was afraid and he installed a CCTV to monitor his doorway and corridor, okay? And then he discovered that his downstairs neighbor often come upstairs late at night, walking through the corridors and sometimes standing in front of his door. This is getting into creepy territory right now. When the upstairs neighbor asked the downstairs neighbor why you do that, he said, I'm just checking whether there's noise disturbances caused by the upstairs neighbor. Fine. It's a believable explanation, really. But George, however, didn't believe Mr. Xian and insisted he had installed a noise making device. What's a noise making device? A child? A child is a noise making device. Okay, so that was last year October, and then December, more stuff. So on December 2024, George continued visiting upstairs, his alleged noise inspection. But this time he was carrying a brick, pacing the corridor near his unit while holding a brick in his hand. And George admitted that he had indeed carried a brick upstairs, saying that he planned to smash the door but calmed down before acting. What is wrong with George? Oh my god, George. I mean, from this story, the upstairs neighbor, all they did was just made a police report because they were worried that the young son was crying continuously and wanted to be let out of the house. And that was 6 years ago. And because of that incident 6 years ago, this Mr. George downstairs seems to be bearing a grudge against Mr. Xian upstairs. And then now claiming, loud noises, loud dispute, claiming upstairs is too loud, affecting his sleep until he has to rely on medication. But then upstairs is also saying downstairs is knocking the ceiling and playing loud music. And then George talked about the incident 6 years ago, which he claimed the upstairs neighbor used a very commanding tone when asking him to stop his crying child. Okay, this story is way longer. It's 5:20. How are we gonna cover this? May 2025, they finally go through CMC. So this is the mediation part. If mediation doesn't work out, you have to go to CDRT, where the orders are legally binding. Let's see what happened at the CMC at May 2025. George requests a delay until August this year, and both finally attended. A formal agreement has now been reached. Upstairs neighbor will install rubber pads under furniture legs and use mats in the bedroom to minimize sound. George would stop hitting the ceiling and avoid walking along the corridor late at night. So everything is good, right? So after the mediation, George stopped playing loud music or loitered in the corridor. But he began repeatedly calling the police, claiming there was still noise from upstairs. In just over a month, George made at least 5 police reports. Okay, I think they have to go to CDRT at this point. Man, this story is so long. It's 5:21. Oh my god, sorry. Shai Kai. GQ girl. I can tell you some scary things I've heard before from neighbors. 2D eating candy, thank you for the follow. GQ George is guilty about his. Wow, they already went through CMC and they both made agreements, but then George keep claiming that upstairs is still making noise. So he keep making police reports, and then George is claiming that after the police visit, right, there'll be no noise for 1-2 hours, but after that noise will resume. So I think this needs to be escalated to CDRT, right, or go for another round of CMC. If not, George has to show like video recordings, evidence of these so-called noises from upstairs. I do not. I mean, honestly, from reading the story, it seems that the upstairs neighbor is being disturbed more by the downstairs neighbor, right? This story is so long. Oh my god. Can I cover this? Oh my god. Let me see. Okay. Excuse me for 1 minute. I need to go to the toilet. Excuse me for 1 minute. Fira, where is your voice? My voice is back, Fira. Sorry for the wait. We were recording our last story. We were supposed to record 5 stories today. We've only managed to record 4, sadly. And we are late. We are supposed to end stream at 5:30 because I have a dinner appointment, which I'm late for. So, I mean, I'm just checking the audio right now, and we will have to upload this soon. Actually, now, Fira, you can speak Indonesian a little bit. Fira, are you from Indonesia, Fira? Fira, yes, I'm Indonesian. Hi, Fira. Welcome to the stream. This TTS Daily. I'm Yi Yi. We've covered stories daily on Asia, spotlight on Singapore. We haven't covered much Indonesian stories so far because still looking for good source material to find stories on Indonesia. So usually, do you have any like recommended sites that you all like to follow for Indonesian news? Like in Singapore, we have a lot of great sites. We have like Straits Times, Channel News Asia, Mothership, Must Share News. These are all very great sources for Singapore stories. Chun Jing, everyone, thank you for being here, but we have to end stream very soon. Very, very soon. Because I'm really late. Fira, sorry, but I don't know English. I speaking using translator. Thank you so much, Fira. No problem. Okay, thank you so much. We'll try to speak more. I'll try to reply more. With actually, I'll try to reply with more basic English. But main thing is, Fira, thank you for being here with us. Okay, thank you for being here. Autumn, thank you for joining us. Peggy Lim, thank you for liking the live. Sorry everyone, I have to end the stream very soon because today is Mid-Autumn Festival. Happy Mooncake Festival, everyone. So I need to go and have dinner with my family. CYH sister, thank you. Thanks for the live. Enjoy your Mid-Autumn Festival. CYH sister, enjoy your Mid-Autumn Festival too. Okay. Yeah, I'm writing a note about the. So I actually made quite a ton of mistakes in the last recording. I don't have time to re-record, so I was trying to remember just now when I was checking the footage which minutes I need to remove and which parts I made mistakes that have to be edited out. CYH comes here. Yes, comes here. Fira, you can say aku cinta kamu. That means I love you, right? I love every one of our viewers, all our fans here. Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you for all your likes and follows. And if you could, please give us a follow on the You to the Tube channel. Please watch our You to the Tube long form content. Take note, our You to the Tube long form content is currently the best way for us to monetize ourselves. Because TikTok doesn't actually has any monetization for views. If you are a US content creator, yes, but for Singapore, no. So the only way in Singapore for TikTok is we sell products or we take sponsorship. And we thought about this very long and hard. We decided that we're not going to do any, we're not going to be streaming and selling your products because there are a lot of creators already doing that. And if we do that, then we would have to cut down on the content, the stories that we cover. So we won't even become like a, it's not even a story channel anymore at this point. Yes, once again, thank you so much, everyone. I'm ending the stream right now, but see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Hopefully, I can start at 1 p.m. See you all tomorrow. Good night, have a good dinner, enjoy the rest of the night, and once again, happy Mid Autumn Festival, everyone. Thank you so much. I have to end the stream right now. Fira, I'm going out now. Bye bye. Bye bye, Fira. Have a good night. Stay safe, everyone. And good night, everyone. Thank you, Sister CYH, for being here always. Thank you, Peggy Lim, Fira, Cecilia Chia, Meow Meow Mami Mala, Cynthia. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. And I have to end off stream here. Have a good rest of the night, everyone. Thank you so much, and bye bye.